Yes, just on the Syria situation. So in the absence of direct contact with the Russians, what are you doing? I mean, are you just waiting for Eastern Aleppo to come totally under the control of the Syrian regime before you take
Saeed, I
any
mean, I think, we've talked about this
I mean,
a
I
lot.
understand your
we're-
position on Syria, but I'm saying in this period, over the next, let's say, week or couple weeks, as most analysts expect that Eastern Aleppo will fall completely under the control of the Syrian army. What are you doing in the interim and during this period?
We continue to engage multilaterally in Geneva to try to get a framework for a cessation of hostilities that can be enforced and sustained, particularly in Aleppo. That is the effort that we continue to pursue. And every day, I get up here and I continue to talk about our deep concerns about the actions of the Assad regime and of the support they get from Moscow to do exactly what they're doing. We've said, and I think this is what you're getting at, but let me just restate it for the sake of restating it, that our firm belief is that there has to be a political solution to this civil war in Syria, not a military one. And so if you're asking, what additionally we're doing, we're putting as much energy and effort as we can into trying to reach that political solution, trying to get a cessation of hostilities and humanitarian aid so that you can create the conditions for political talks to resume, because that's the right way forward. Obviously, the Syrian regime has other ideas, and they continue to bomb and to gas and to starve their own people. And what we've said from the very beginning is that all that's going to do, that strategy, a strategy, by the way, which finds, obviously it finds purchase in Moscow because they're continuing to back and support the Assad regime, but all it's going to do is attract more extremists to Syria. All it's going to do is prolong, not hasten the end, but prolong the civil conflict in Syria. And therefore, all it's going to do is prolong the bloodshed and the depredations that the Syrian people continue to endure.
If and when the Syrian forces take over eastern Aleppo, most analysts believe that all urban areas will have come under the control of the regime, where you will have, massive or huge needs of humanitarian aid and so on. Will you be willing, the United States will be willing to infuse these urban areas, the big areas, Damascus, Homs, Hama, Halab, even Idlib to the north? Would you be able to send in direct aid to these cities,
Well,
even if they are under the control of the regime?
The continued focus on getting aid to the people of Syria, wherever they are, and I know we're focused on Aleppo, is going to be through the UN, because that's the right way to do it. The UN's equipped to handle this, and they have done it successfully in the past. Not often enough, but they have been able to do that. Obviously, you need cooperation from the regime and from their Russian backers to be able to get that aid delivered safely and securely and into the hands of the people that need it. And even when aid has made it to some of these cities and towns, some of the ones you mentioned, we've seen Syrian soldiers at the very last step ripping out medicine and not letting it go forward. So we continue to believe that the UN's the right approach here, that they're the right vehicle to do this, and we're going to continue to support their efforts to try to make that happen.
So,
Yeah.